victim, 58 Apache, found this morning in critical condition. No new paint, no primer, just years of neglect. Appears to be a heavy oxidation, possibly contagious. We've seen this before. Start this surface rust, then it goes rogue. Rogue, R-O. Hey Siri, how do you spell rogue? Welcome back to the channel. We're hopping back on the 58 Apache. Today we're gonna be hopping on some rust repair. What are you doing in here, dude? In this episode, guys, we're gonna be getting our steps replaced. These guys are pretty rusted. This one's like paper. So we're gonna be getting this step repaired. Then we're gonna be focusing on this little section right here. Not sure how we're gonna repair this. Same on this side, this step is pretty gone. Same with this little lower hinge area right here. At least we got all this structure right here on this side. Tricky part on this side is gonna be this lower door right here. Our lower hinge bracket on the inside of the door is broken. Right there, you can see that's where the nut used to be welded on the inside of the door, and it's like that on all three of these bolts. All right, guys, here we have a package from Classic Industries. Here we have our driver's side step, pretty thick steel. Got the structure on the bottom down here. That's our passenger side. So here we have our lower front door pillars where our lower hinges go. And we got both sides on these. That's our passenger side. And here's our driver's side. All of this came out to $258. Here we have another package. This guy is from Classic Parts. Classic Industries, Classic Parts. This is our lower door hinge bracket, and this goes on the inside of the door. We're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna get this in there. We're probably gonna have to cut the door open and then just patch it back. That guy ran us $50. So we pretty much got all the metal we need to make this thing structurally sound again. All right, guys, I've been working on this fender, trying to straighten this guy out. I got it a lot better than it was. So I'm gonna pull this back off. I'm gonna see if I can straighten some of the edge of this door out. We got the edge of the door unbent, so we ended up working the fender. I had to straighten out a lot of that bead roll right here because that guy was completely flat with this edge, but it was also making it bend out. Whenever we weld this guy up right here, we'll pull it out just a hair and then we'll weld that guy up. Then we'll just re-weld this fender brace, make a new fender brace down there where that clamp is at, and we'll be solid. So I'd say that fender is pretty much done. Leave that as it is. That door is a lot better. For sure. Kind of hard to tell on camera, but this whole thing was crunched in. So since everything is in our door area, I think the best bet is to remove these doors. So we'll take this door off and then we'll take that door off. Not sure how easy these are going to be to take off. We'll pop our fenders off first and then we'll pop our doors off. This top bolt up here is just spinning on me. All right, guys, we got our doors off. We're getting ready to cut this old panel out. We're gonna have to figure out where to cut this step up here. So I'm not gonna go up all the way, but I do wanna go up a little bit of a way because there is a brace on this back side that I would like to get to, at least have a little bit of structural integrity. First things first, we're gonna go underneath the truck, drill out some spot welds, cut that guy, we'll weld her up. Got all these spot welds drilled out. I drilled it and then I pulled it back, so I made sure that it wasn't attached, and then I kind of bent it back so I know that when I put the step back in here that it's gonna lay where it needs to go. When we put our new step in, I'll end up welding these spot welds back in. Up here I have our cut line, so we're gonna cut on the bottom of this tape. Then we should be able to pull this guy out. All right, guys, we got all this cut out. We're gonna start drilling out our spot welds on this little section right here so we can get our lower pillar swapped out as well. So we'll unscrew this kick panel. We'll get these spot welds drilled out. We're gonna figure out where we're gonna cut. So probably right here. I mean, if not that, it's gonna be up here. I'm not gonna weld on the inside of this. Might have to replace this section right here. We just have to drill out 2 more spot rivets right here and we could put this whole panel in here. I was originally not gonna put it all in just because I didn't need it. I mean, looking at it now, it's just really not any more work, and this should put us in a good spot. There she is. All right, guys, so I think I'm gonna take the rest of this step out of here just because I'm almost there. I'll just have to drill out these top spot welds, some on the back side on this guy, and then over here I could literally just replace the whole step. I think that's probably gonna be the move. It'll save me from needing to weld all of this along the top. somebody welded this corner right here and that corner right here. So we're gonna cut that with a grinder, and then this thing should just fall out. Well, shit. I gotta fix this one. All right, guys, we're trying to fit this lower pillar in right here. So I want to make sure that it is correct and where it's going to be. I'm going to try to get this step temporarily just screwed in here with some self-tapping screws. Try to get this guy where I think it's going to be. Run a screw in over here, just run a screw in over there. We'll try to fit this exactly where it needs to go. So I was getting ready to weld her up, but my generator over here, which I use for my welding, the fuel pump went bad on it. So I got to get that thing swapped out. I got one on order, should be here tomorrow. I pull power off of here from the generator because I don't have power over here yet. But this guy's ready to be tacked in. Since our generator called out for the day, we're gonna make these little panels. Try to make one for right there and then something for back here. I have this piece of steel right here. It looks rusty, but it's really not that bad. So we can clean that guy up. It's a little bit thicker than this. This is the old panel that rusted off of there. And it's almost perfect size. That should be a simple panel right there. Got this panel made up right here on the back side. I had to take the step out to put it in. Right now I'm working on this little front patch. So we're just getting this guy cut and bent to match that step right here. So this step is kind of at an angle, not at a perfect 90. So I'm finished working on this piece. Then we'll have all the metal on this side pretty much done. My fuel pump got delayed in shipping. We won't be able to TIG weld this at the moment. So I just got my trusty old wire feed out right now. We're just gonna lay some tacks on some of this metal. So we got this little patch panel made up. Now we're just gonna clean up some of these surfaces. I'm gonna take this step back off. I'm gonna grind where these spot welds are, and we're gonna clean those guys up a little bit. We're gonna clean these little edges up down here. Just wherever we're gonna weld, we're gonna clean up. I'll start laying some tack welds with the wire feed, and we'll start getting some of this stuff in place. So here's our 2 little patch panels that we made. Alright guys, on these panels that we made, I ended up drilling some holes out on them so we can just spot weld them in, pretty much how factory does. So I got those drilled out. I got this one drilled out for the front. That way we can just lay them up there, line them up right, weld them from the back side. I got everything cleaned up that we need to get cleaned up. Everything should be ready to tack together in place for now. Hopefully everything's gonna be where it needs to be. Alright guys, so I have this guy tacked in. I have the brace on the back side tacked in. I have it tacked in on that front brace. Before I go any further, I want to try putting this door on here. Just making sure that everything is lined up right and that this door is going to close. Alright guys, so our hinge bolts do line up. I don't have it fully tightened in there. Door does shut. It does drag a little. I think we need to replace these hinges. We know our door is gonna fit. We're gonna take the door back off and we're gonna finish welding all this up. Alright guys, we're gonna finish tacking this step up right here now that we know that our door is gonna line up. So let's get to tacking. Alright guys, we got some tacks laid on all the sheet metals. It's officially in there. You wanna do a little strength test, dude? Put your weight on, dude. Good job, dude. Yeah, there you go. That's like 30 pounds of pug right there. You got this guy tacked in. I did get my fuel pump changed on my welder right there. There's a freaking coyote. We're gonna try to lay our first TIG weld across the top right here. So I got a little acetone. We're gonna clean that guy up. We will proceed to weld. All right, guys, we got our step in. This guy's fully welded. Everything is nice and sturdy. What do you think of this step, bro? Is it a good job, dude? So we got this pillar TIG welded and cleaned up. And then we got everything welded on the backside and underneath. We got tacks on the side down here. We got our upper part tacked in. We got our rear panel in. Got our front panel in. Everything's nice and sturdy. Don't worry guys, she's sturdy. But all right guys, that's gonna end off this video. We still have a little bit of metal work to do. We got the hard part done though. This side was definitely the worst. If we do anything more on this side, I might just brace this hinge bolt back here on the back side. So maybe just plate this side off and then box it in or something. Got this whole side done. On our next episode, we'll get this step knocked out. We'll replace this lower pillar. We have our door hinge bracket on the driver's side door to work on. So that's gonna be down here. So where that guy rusted out, it's gonna be a fun one. I think we did good on this other side. Definitely added some rigidity back into the truck. She is solid. So stay tuned guys. We got a little bit more metal work to do on the 58 and then we'll hop on some other stuff. After we're done with the metal work, we'll start on some either fuel or electrical. We gotta run wires in the whole truck and we gotta redo the whole fuel system. That's coming up guys. Make sure to stay tuned. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and we'll see you on the next one.